After a career spanning many years, you're here now before your first European final as a coach, major European final. How does it feel to be here before the Conference League final?
Well, happy of course, because I think that we had done a very good season with Betis, and not only because we arrived to the final of the Conference League, that is the first time that this club will play a final in Euro, but also about that we continue being a competitive team in La Liga, and we qualify for the next Europe League 4 or 5 games before we finish. So in both sides, in the international way and the national way, I think that we did very well in both of them.
Maybe people outside of Spain don't realise just how big a club Real Betis is. 50,000 members, huge stadium, fans all over Spain. What would it mean to Real Betis to win their first ever European trophy?
Well, as you said, it's unbelievable the amount of fans that we have here in this club. We play every game here in our stadium with 55,000 people. But now in the new stadium, be sure that we have another 20 more people that wants to be also members of the club. So it's one of after the 3 big clubs in Spain, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. I think that Betis is the most important fans in the amount of fans that every game they are behind the team. It's a team that hasn't won so many titles, but every time the amount of fans increases year by year, because it's a special relation with the fans and with this incredible team.
Let's talk a little bit about Enzo Maresca, the Chelsea manager, somebody that you know very well personally, having worked with him. He referred to you as his professional dad. What's the relationship like with him?
Well, a very good relation as a friend, of course. He worked with me in Malaga as a player. He was in the final part of his career. So after he finished with us in Malaga, for different reasons, well, he continued working as starting being a coach. When I went to West Ham, I thought that was a good reference to work with me, because I know in the way he works, in the way he thinks. So he worked in West Ham 2 years, and we have also a relationship out of the pitch. So of course I think that he knows a lot of what we are going to do against them, but also me about the way Chelsea play. But that's not the action that will define the finals. It's the performance of the players in that game what will decide which team will win the cup. But I said a couple of weeks ago, we cannot win the final of the Conference League. Not ever for me could be another more person that win it as Enzo Maresca. So he deserves, because he's doing a brilliant career as a manager, not only now in Chelsea, that it's a special team with many young players. Also what he did in Leicester, what he did with me in West Ham, what he did 2 or 3 clubs before in Italy. So I will be very sad not to win that cup, but very happy for him.
So is it nice or a bit strange to be up against your friend in such a huge game?
No, I don't think it's strange, because you have a lot of other people in football that you know him as a player or as a coach. So for me, very happy, because it means that Enzo also is doing his career in the correct way.
It's been a great season for Real Betis in La Liga. You finished 6th, but in January the team was 12th, and there were maybe some negative thoughts about what the season could end like. Then Antony came, and it's not just about Antony coming, but there has been a very strong end to the season. What role has Antony played in that upturn in fortunes?
Well, that confirms what I always said. I think that the difference are the players. The players, that's why the team that has the better player are winning all the cups in England, in Spain, in France, in Italy, where you want. So the arrival of Antony was very important for us. In the other way, it's true that we were in the play 14, but just 3 points from Europe in the seven position. So there's a lot of things that you must know about the performance of this season, the way we had the squad this season, how many players they went out, how many of them arrived. Well, the budget of the club, well, that's a lot of things that you must analyze, but I think that we were at least, or maximum 3 points out of the Europe League. So with Antony, with the arrival of Cucho, and to continue playing the same way we did the last 4 seasons before this one, I think that the squad was absolutely convincing. That was the way to arrive in the position that we are now.
We've seen a spectacular version of Antony since he arrived. Did you expect to see this version of Antony? Has he surprised you?
Well, surprised not, because I knew him before from England. I also, when you buy a player in that amount of money, it's not because you make the mistake. Maybe there are some reason why Antony couldn't play in the way he knows in Manchester United, but that is another thing. When he arrived here, I was absolutely sure in the way we play and with the confidence that he was having in his game, he will be an important player as he did.
Finally, last question. Antony seems to have turned things round here. Before him, Isco came here, and Isco hadn't played any football for 6 months before he came here, and now he's enjoying an extraordinary career with you. Is there something in the project here, or do you see players who are looking to rediscover their best versions of themselves, and you feel like you can get that out of them?
Well, I don't like to talk about me, but there's a lot of players that may be in our teams, not only here in Betis, that have a good performance with us. Isco is another thing, because I bought Isco when we had 19 years old in Malaga, and he hadn't played just 1 game in the first division. I spoke with him 5 minutes by phone, and I was absolutely sure that he wanted revenge, that he was an autocritic, very important about what he has done in his last year. But he's a player that played 8 years in Real Madrid, that has 5 Champions League. So the quality of his as a player, I didn't have any doubt. I just need, as I just told you, 5 minutes to talk to him, to know what was thinking about his future. And I find a player that wanted revenge, that want to change what he had done in Sevilla those last months and the last years in Real Madrid. And now he's demonstrating why Isco is Isco. The best player maybe that this team in his history.